All right, well, it's gonna be another hot day in the desert. So yesterday was 118 degrees, July 30th. Today it's gonna be about 115. So we've decided we are going to take Miss Frizzle, the Model 3, for a little ride up the mountain to Flagstaff. So stay tuned, be sure to like and subscribe, and tell all your friends about the Chris Laney Show. Okay, first things first, I wanted to kind of walk through a little bit what the setup is here, because I don't think I did that last time. But we have the Grizzly 40 amp wall charger. Link in the description below, but bought this on Amazon probably like 2-3 months ago in preparation for the arrival of the Model Y. So I rent this house, full disclosure. So we put in a 50 amp circuit probably almost 2 years ago when I bought the Model 3, and installed the NEMA 1450 plug right here. And it was great with the mobile charger, did fine. But the main thing I needed was a longer cord so that I could get the cable right here all the way around this car to the Model Y, because since I rent, I didn't want to put in 2 circuits, and I didn't think the panel could accommodate, because this is it's a good sized house, and it has 3 air conditioning units that are running pretty much 24/7 because it's 100 something degrees out. So I'll kind of walk through what I did over here. So this is the main service right here and the main panel. And we also have a pool pump, and so you can see there's AC1, AC2, AC3. We have a 30 amp for the dryer. We've got, so this is the sub panel. This is a 100 amp service that goes to this secondary panel. And this is the first time I've ever lived in a house that had 2 panels. But anyway, so it's a bunch of 15s. Most of these are like plugs and lights in some of the rooms, but there was this double slot here available. So we kind of added 30, 60, 90, 120. So we were running a little tight on what this sub panel could accommodate, but we figured that it would be rare to be running all 100 amps all at once. So we talked to an electrician and said, hey, what do you think? And he said it should be fine. If all the lights on that sub panel are running at the same time, drawing all 15 amps at each breaker, plus the 50 is running, then yeah, you're gonna trip the sub panel breaker. But so far in like a year and a half, we have not done that. The only thing that we've ever tripped is this fridge here, because it's only on a 15 amp, and I think it's on the same circuit as something in the house. So if 2 of those things are running at the same time, there has been 2 or 3 times where that has been offline, but not a big deal. So anyway, this Grizzly here has been awesome because it's running at 40 amps, and that means I'm getting I think 9.6 kilowatt hours. I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna fix that, because I get blasted because I don't understand electricity really well, because I'm a hospital marketing nerd and I don't really understand electricity or electrical things. But this isn't a Tesla channel. This is Chrisalanius, so you're gonna get what you get. So 9.6 kilowatts are going in and charging the battery to fill kilowatt hours. I think I got that right. And so the Model 3 and the Model Y can charge easily You know, if we're sitting at 60%, running it up to 85% overnight, it might be 2 hours and it's done. So, and we have SRP here in the East Valley of the Phoenix Metro, and we have a special electric vehicle time of use rate that gives us something south of 6 cents per kilowatt hour at night from 11 p.m. to 5 or 6 a.m. I think. So it's best to charge at night. The worst time of day is like peak time at 1 to 8 o'clock, which, you know, that makes our cost run up to close to 30 cents, I think. So that's when we only want to be running the AC a full blast and, you know, not dealing with the rest of the stuff. So anyway, so I charged this last night. The Model Y is staying here this time. Last episode, we took both cars up to Lake Arrowhead in California, and you'll have to link back to that one to check it out, or maybe I can figure out how to link it right here if I'm good at editing. So anyway, the Model Y was great, but we're taking the Model 3 today because we have to change elevation from 1,000 roughly in the Phoenix area to over 6,000 in Flagstaff, Arizona, where it will be 30 degrees cooler, which is very exciting, and the dogs are excited, and I can't wait to be able to go outside and do things and be safe and not be around people. So we're taking the Model 3 because the dogs are coming along and I don't want their gross paws all over the white seats of the Model Y. And then number 2, the Model 3 is far more efficient on the highway because it has less drag, because the footprint's nice and low. So we should be easily getting 300 watt hours per mile on the flat stretches going 85 miles an hour. And then going up the mountain will definitely burn a little bit more, but I'm hoping that this old girl can make it up the mountain and to our hotel without having to hit a supercharger. And so I charged this overnight to 100%. It's sitting at about 96% because I go run some errands this morning and phantom drain and all that, but it is ready to go. So I will walk through the route plan right now. Okay, so we will run through the route plan right now. Let me turn Mr. Dave Matthews down a little bit here, because I don't want YouTube hitting me for copyright. So we are home right now. We will plug in the navigation to the DoubleTree in Flagstaff, and based on the current state of charge at 96%, we should arrive to our location with about 10% in the tank. Now, normally I'd be totally fine. That's plenty of range and plenty of buffer, and we're not getting any recommendations of speed limit adjustments or anything like that. But there is a destination charger at the hotel. I'm not 100% confident that we'll have access to that. There's also the possibility that we stop into Sedona, which is gorgeous, but it's also gonna be a little toasty there. So there is a supercharger in Oak Creek. It's a destination, or I'm sorry, not a destination, a urban charger. So it's only capped at 72 kilowatt, which is fine, but where it's located isn't necessarily like around sightseeing stuff. So we have the dogs with us, so it would take a while to get enough juice. Up in Flagstaff, however, we have the Flagstaff supercharger, which is very close by to the DoubleTree. Maybe not quite walkable, but it's at a Courtyard Marriott nearby. It's 150 kilowatt max, and I've charged there before and it's been very good. It does say there's 1 stall out of order, and there are 6 available right now, but we won't be leaving till this afternoon. So that's my backup. But if we go to the map here, we also have this supercharger in Cordes Lakes. I think I'm saying that right. And it's 150 kilowatt, and it's not quite halfway, but it is up the mountain. So there is a good opportunity for us to just stop there. So let's see what happens if we pick that as our destination, because there is some elevation change. So we'd get there with about 50%. I'd give this car it'd probably be 45 depending on how I drive. But looking at the energy plan here, you can see that it's a pretty steady drive until right around here. That's when you start hitting the mountains and you're starting to consume a lot more of that energy. So it's showing that ramp from 96 down to 50 on a drive that is 95 miles. So that's the other thing with this car. It's getting a little older, and the projected distance on 96% is 272 miles. That used to be like 315, 318, I think, when this car was new. So it's definitely had some degradation. It's probably because of the heat, and probably because of not that I've supercharged a lot, but just over time it happens. So I'm kind of hoping that this number gets low enough to where it's outside of spec, and Tesla has to replace the battery pack, but we'll see where we land with that. I prefer percentages over distance, because we know that no matter what that distance says, it's never true, because it all depends on the speed you drive, the temperature, the elevation gains or losses, how much regen you do. So that 272 miles may be true if I'm going like 30, 40 miles an hour around town and using regen a lot, then maybe I'm gonna see that. So anyway, I've been talking a lot. Let's get to the driving and the road trip, because the drive up there is gorgeous, and you'll also get to see that. Alright, let's check in on progress. So we're outside the city now, so I feel okay about using the phone. It is showing 118 degrees. We're 29 miles from the supercharger in Cordes Junction, and we've been kind of dealing with some traffic, but things are looking pretty smooth. And as far as statistics go, we're 65 miles in, and we've been averaging 324 watt hours per mile. That's going to increase a little bit as we go up the hill, and then once we get into some cooler temps, hopefully the battery can get a little bit more efficient as we roll into Flagstaff. So Okay, so we made it to the Cortez Lakes, Arizona supercharger, and it's a version 2, so we started off at the 150 mark and we're tapering a bit. So we're gonna hang out here for a few minutes just to get enough juice to get to Flagstaff. And our hotel has a destination charger, so just a little insight on what's going on here. We have Pilot, Flying J, I think these are called, or something like that, truck stop, and there's a Subway, but I don't feel like I'm going to go inside. And then the dogs are with Heather getting some relief out there. Good news is it's cooled down to a chilly 109, and up in Flagstaff it should only be in the upper 80s, so we're very excited about that. So more to come, and I'll put some stats if I can remember. Well, actually, let's just look at them. So for this trip, we've gone 95.5 miles, an hour 40 minutes, and we averaged 340 watt hours per mile, which, it was stop and go traffic coming up the mountain. We did go through a pretty steep elevation change, so that's not unusual for the watt hours per mile on that. So we'll just hang out here for a few more minutes. Looks like the car wants to do just 5 more. Let's look at the route. So we're headed to the Doubletree in Flagstaff. Let's go ahead and redo it. So a little further up the mountain, it's about 79 more miles, and we should make it to Flagstaff with about 18%, but I think we're gonna shoot for about 25-30%, just so we can get some dinner. And here come the dogs. Come on. There we go. They're loaded up. There's an idiot sandwich in the car. Malcolm. Wally, get up there. Go in the bed. Go in the bed. Nope. Up in the bed. Up in the bed. Up in the bed. One of the things you always want to look for in traveling with the Tesla is finding the Tesla destination charger. So this Doubletree has convenient charging. Not only do they have 2 destination chargers, but there is also a J1772 GE charging port. So free juice is always welcome. These guys don't like elevators. Ready to go to the lake today, guys? All right. All right, we've made it to Lake Mary, which is a little bit southeast of Flagstaff, and it's gorgeous outside. A little warm, but not too bad. And lived in Arizona for 25 years, and I've never seen this before, so pretty cool. And the dogs seem to enjoy, although it's a little difficult to traverse because you got all this lava rock everywhere, but it's really pretty and peaceful. Got some stand-up paddle boarding going on there, and then some low horsepower motorized boats. And it looks like Malcolm might go for a swim. The water's lava.
Here. God, you're such a dim dot. I think I should get Ollie one of the same.
Yes. In case you're wondering, that harness is, I don't know how many Malcolm has had, but that is
it's the only one he can't get out of.
That's the, yeah, his head is so narrow that he weasels his way out of collars. So we got this thing. It's like a thunder shirt, but it has a handle on it, so you can just pick them up like a suitcase.
So like if you go hiking.
If you go hiking, you can carry them. And then Wally's kind of got a similar problem where he's just a Houdini and he tries to escape everything. But nice Saturday. Hoping that some of these clouds turn into rain tonight. That'd be kind of fun. Get the full high country experience. This is unbelievable. This is the, what is this? Nature Loop?
We're on the Aspen Nature Loop Trail.
Aspen Nature Loop Trail up at Snowbowl. We're over 9,000 feet. And this is amazing. Wally's getting filthy. Malcolm loves it. Imagine what this looks like in the winter. All right, well, we made it home, so let's take a look at the numbers from the trip, because we had a very efficient ride back. A lot of it is because you're going from 7,000 feet down to about 1,000 or so, 1,500 in Metro Phoenix. So we made it. We got the full juice from the hotel destination charger, so I charged it up to about 98%. This morning, and then 177 miles, 2 hours 39 minutes, and 222 watt hours per mile, which is very efficient. So then since the last charge, because I did run and get some breakfast this morning, but overall pretty uneventful ride, which is partly why I didn't get any footage, because it looks the same coming down as it did coming up. But we're still sitting at 36% in the pack, which is great. And it's not quite as warm here today as it was when we left on Friday, so that's nice. And I am gonna go get this thing washed and we'll call it a day. So another successful Tesla road trip. Leave your comments and any thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, because that helps us grow this thing. And this channel isn't all about Tesla road trips, it's just because it's summer and it's too hot here. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And if you like the channel, please, 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 A, smash the like button, B, subscribe, and C, make sure you hit the bell and get notifications when we produce new content. And I do promise that this is not all going to be about Model 3 road trips or Model Y road trips. We will split it up a bit and, you know, get back into more Chrysalanius type content. But for now, because it's so hot in the summer here, we just like to get out of town, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to see the differences in what a road trip looks like in the Model 3. Last video we had the 2 trips in the Model, we took 2 Teslas, Model Y and Model 3, and that was very successful, and we had a great time up in Lake Arrowhead. This time Flagstaff is, you know, is another gem, and I think, you know, long term we're looking at probably spending a lot more time up there. So anyway, take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you next time.